Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are in Phoenix tonight for the Phoenix 150 BRR Season 3 Race 2. Gonna start the night off tonight talking to the founder and main admin of BRR. Let's see if we can talk to AJ. If I can get him pulled in, that is. Just a moment here. There we go. Hey, AJ, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, what's up, Doug?
Hey. So, I know you said earlier tonight you're actually struggling here, but it does not look like it based on your times.
No, I'm pretty fast on fresh tires. Where I'm struggling here is on the long run. I seem to be burning the right rear off compared to the other three tires.
That can become a problem. What do you expect to see in the race tonight?
I probably expect to see a lot of yellow flags here. I mean, this is a good group of guys, but it seems like in practice everybody's been struggling with a loose car off the corner, so could create some issues. But like I said, there's a lot of good quality drivers here, so I think we'll be all right.
And this is the second race of the third season. You started us off in ARCA quite some time ago. I think early summer, if I remember correctly. I know we've grown quite a bit over time. Are you pretty happy with where things are headed and where you stand?
Yeah, I'm extremely happy. Yeah, as you said, the first season was ARCA. I think a lot of the guys I started this league up with, we was all still filling out the top three series, so it was a good starting point. But based on the progress everybody's made, the league's gotten a lot tougher. Everybody's gotten better collectively, and yeah, it's just heading in a good direction. Thanks to a lot of help along the way. There's been a lot of admins who's helped me out.
That is true. We've had a great group of guys from day one, and looks like we're just a couple minutes out from qualifying. I know you said tonight's race is going to be extra important to you.
Yeah, it is. As I mentioned earlier, I lost my grandpa this morning, so I'll be racing hard tonight, try to bring this win home for my dad and the family name.
Well, we'll definitely be cheering you on, sir, and wish you the best of luck tonight, buddy.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, that was AJ. As you said, as you heard, he lost his grandfather this morning. So I know it's been a hard day for him, and hopefully he can put that 5 car in the victory circle tonight for his dad, or for his grandfather, and for his family name. And know that was extremely important to him. So tonight is the Phoenix 150. They will do 150 laps around this. Now, this is the new configuration of Phoenix, which means we have the dog leg on the back. That'll make things very, very interesting. We saw a couple of guys working on trying to get through there. Let's see if we can go find some guys on track and watch them take a lap as looks like the 24 is pulling out on track. There he is. That is Zach Henson pulling out on track right now. As you see, the pit road exit, if they have to pit under green, will be extremely interesting because they are cutting across down there. That does impact your tire wear because there are 2 different levels of banking. As you come out of this turn right here, this is 8 to 9 degree turn right here, but then you drop down to a flat level. If you cut across there past that blue line, it is flat. So it does wear on your tires. It is a little bit faster way around, but over the long run, it will not be. It'll start to wear your tires, and those guys that are using it consistently are going to have problems like the 24 sliding right there. Let's talk about that one. Not the 24 specifically, but as you heard AJ say, he was burning up the right rear on his tire. Everybody is struggling with the handling here. There is the 18, Kyle Holden. He is currently the fastest car on the track. Followed by JJ Parr and AJ Godsey in the 3rd position. They are struggling with the handling with these cars get wicked loose through there. As we blink out as they finish up and go to qualifying. We're going to go with the 5 car on his qualifying run when he comes back out. But let's talk about the race briefly. Tonight is the Phoenix 150. It's 150 laps. There's no stage breaks or anything like that in BRR. We just straight up run the race. 70% fuel load, 4 sets of tires, 1 fast repair. I guarantee you before this race is all said and done, you're going to see some guys on pit road just trying to make up points, getting some repairs because of they have problems. They use their fast repair early. They have to. They've got caught up in something. And then they have to get repairs trying to salvage some points out of it. So 1 fast repair tonight and 1 green-white checkered. As I said, this is the second race of the season. We are running 24 weeks. That's 18 regular season weeks and then a 6-week elimination playoffs. So that will be... so these guys will be trying to get the points and trying to get that win to get into the playoffs. If you get the win, you're automatically in the playoffs, so that's going to be important for a lot of these guys to have that happen. As we watch AJ Godsey, he's going to come out and run his 2 qualifying laps. We'll see how he does tonight. So far, the fastest on track has been JJ Parr during this qualifying session. He ran a 27.245. Some of these guys we talked to a bunch of them throughout the day, and they all said the same thing, that they felt like they were really slow, but when they told me their times, they were surprisingly close. Most of the league is between 27.2 and 27.4, as you heard AJ say in the pre-race interview. A great group of guys and gals out here that have all worked together. Everybody improves. They've had multiple practices this week because this track is so tough. Several drivers that are not, this is not their favorite track. We heard, we talked to Jared last week in the pre-race interview. Jared Heasley said that his 2 least favorite tracks are back-to-back. He's got Phoenix this week and Martinsville next week, so we'll see if he can survive those 2 and work his way back up into the playoffs. And we've got guys like AJ Godsey, who said earlier in the day that he was struggling here, but generally speaking, anytime AJ says he's struggling, he's going to be the fastest car on the track, and currently he's the 2nd fastest on the track. So I'd definitely say he's fast, but as he said, he's burning up the right rear tire. We also have guys like Aiden Trevette, the young man. He is the youngest in the league at 17 years old, and definitely one of the fastest, and he's fast in everything he runs. And then you got guys like David Garman, who are just not always the fastest, but definitely the most consistent and managed to stay out of trouble. And one to watch tonight is going to be Nicole Creasel. Nicole has been racing with us for quite some time, and she said, talked to her last week after that race, and she was looking at her stats and said she's being too patient. It's time for her to start getting aggressive and making some moves up through the field, so we'll see how that pans out. Hopefully, Nicole's always very fast, but she takes her time, is patient, very smart driver, but sometimes the patience will come back and bite you. And so she said it's time to start getting aggressive. She wants to get up there and compete for and win a championship, so we'll definitely be watching her. Like me, she's one that struggles with qualifying, but she's always there at the end when it counts. She's always there at the end on a super speedway, and we'll see how she does here tonight. Jared Heasley, got to give a big shout out to Jared Heasley. Since I'm not racing, he is running a paint scheme reminiscent of mine in that 32 car. He is running an HTSAI paint scheme with the trigeminal neuralgia awareness and MS awareness ribbons on his car. Ran that for the first time last week. He ran one of my paint schemes, and that was really rather cool. He's got a custom paint with my colors, my ribbons, and everything on it, and a little flair of his own, so huge shout out to Jared on that. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to my teammates, Larry Ashby and Mike Smith. We've been teammates in other leagues, and those guys are both consistent and fast. We've got a great group of guys here. Let's go through the running order as they are finished up qualifying. On the front row will be Kyle Holden and A.J. Godsey. David Garman, Aiden Trevette are the second row. Stephen Gibson and J.J. Parr are third row. Kellen Mitchner, Zach Henson are 7th and 8th. Mark Radford and Mark Ackerman round out your top 10 as the cars start to line up on track. Harley Barletta surprisingly qualified back in 11th. Kevin Reed 12th, Rick Sargent 13th, Matt Johnston 14th, Jeff Zappa is in 15th. In 16th, we have Mike Smith, then Bill Percy, Jason Room, Larry Ashby, and Jeff Hinkle round out your top 20, followed by Jared Heasley, Richie West, R.J. Buchanan, Nicole Kriesel, Cheryl Newman. Rounds out your top 25 with Brian Oshenka and Topher Baltimore rounding out the field. 27 cars tonight. This will be a heck of a battle. It looks like just waiting on one or two more to pop in there, and they will get their pace laps underway, and we will go green flag racing. These first few laps on cold tires with this loose track, this will be interesting and will be exciting, so take a deep breath. It will get a little bit crazy. As you see AJ and Kyle up there at the front waiting on the last few cars to load in. Let's go take a quick look back at the 32. That is a beautiful new paint job he's got. And there is the 6 car. That is Nicole Kriesel. We'll be watching her tonight, as I fully expect her to come charging to the front. Now, they do only have 4 sets of tires for 150 laps. 4 additional sets, I should say. It's a total of 5. They can go about 30 laps before they can change tires. That will probably be some of these people's strategy. There will be a few of these guys that manage to save tires and make their tires last just a little bit longer, stretch that. But cautions will play a big part of this. And they do have only a 70% fuel load, so that'll play into this as well. However, the tires will wear out before they run out of fuel, so it's going to be, pit strategy is going to be huge tonight. Excuse me, as pace car drops off, Kyle Holden will go on the green. Every future restart will be on the leader. And here they go. Kyle Holden takes them down into turn 1. With A.J. Godsey there on the outside. There's David Garman back in third. And it looks like Aiden Trevette is starting to move up already. Aiden Trevette is currently in 4th and managed to get away, but it is Kyle Holden who is starting to break away with A.J. right behind him. We will watch these guys go around. We will take a ride in one of these cars here in just a little bit, so you can see how it looks when they are inside these cars, but we are under caution already. First caution of the night. Let's see what happened here. Looks like the 93, somebody was already spinning down on the inside, captured the 93 and collected. Looks like everybody managed to get around. Couldn't quite tell who that was spinning to the inside there that managed to capture the 93. We'll have to go back and take another look at that here in a few minutes. Here we are back live. The 93 looks like he's missing the back end. We'll see if he goes in and gets repairs or if he stays out. He's missing his front end clip too. And it looks like it was the 88 was the other car involved. That'd be the, reads the 88, but that's actually the 8 of Cheryl Newman. and the 93 of Matt Johnston that got together. And we'll jump back up here. AJ is currently in second, and first, is Kyle Holden. David Garman still holds third. Looks like the 21 of Stephen Gibson managed to get around the youngster, the number 11 of Aiden Trevette. But Aiden's one of those that is, despite being younger and more aggressive, very good at saving his tires. So we'll see if he can get up there and make those tires last longer. It looks like Stephen Gibson's running a Professional Bull Riders Association PBR paint scheme, or Pabst Blue Ribbon. No, it's a rodeo one. Very cool paint scheme. Gonna have to comment on that one later on when I talk to him. As we get the 1 to green, they stack back up 2 wide. They'll take the green on lap 6. Just some quick notes. That section that they're going through is actually a 10-degree banked, just like the turns 1 and 2 have that 10 to 11 degree progressive banking. Turns 3 and 4 down here are just 8 to 9 degree banking, and both corners are different radius, so you're turning differently all the way across the track, and that makes setting these cars up. Of course, these guys are running fixed setups, but that makes setting them up and that makes running them a lot trickier for these drivers. That's what AJ was talking about earlier when he mentioned that we might have some more cautions than we usually have. These cars are a little tricky on this track, and this track is a lot tricky. As we watch David Garman move up into third, he is the man on the move tonight. As they complete lap 6, go on to lap 7, just taking a quick look. And we are back under caution already. Trying to find the all right, so it looks like we're riding along here with the 37. That is Mark Ackerman. Come off the turn, just got a little loose, hit the inside wall, and collects a couple of different cars. Manages to hold it to the outside wall, and that puts us under caution again. There's Nicole Creasel. She's already picked up a couple of spots. It looks like the 95 of Bill Percy got collected in that accident. So far, no huge moves except for just noticed one. That is the 23 of Jeff Hinkle. There in the red car. He started in 20th. He is already up to 13th and being followed by that beautiful number 32. That is Jared Heasley, started in 21st, up to 14th already. So we've got a couple of guys on the move. Ironically, Jared said this is one of his worst tracks. Maybe not for qualifying, but he is definitely charging through the field already under green. While we're under caution, just worth noting that we are on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. All the links are on the are pinned on the Facebook page, and we will have more racing here this week. We will have the Outcast Dirt League tomorrow night. Their Wing 305 sprints, followed by their 358 big blocks. Wednesday night we will have the Outcast SR8 League, but before that we will have the Northeast Racers Street Stock Series. This will be the first time we broadcast them, and that'll be extremely exciting. Looking forward to seeing those. The Street Stocks are always a blast to run, and that league is all about having a lot of fun and having some good competitive racing, but being the friendships and the fun are the top priority. Seems like the leagues that are flourishing these days are the ones that focus mainly on that enjoying yourself and not being the uber competitive. So for what that's worth for league admins. And of course we'll be back here next Sunday night for Martinsville. And here in a bit we will go over the entire BRR schedule. However, looks like we are getting ready to go green. As they come into 3 and 4. And they do on Thursday nights. We have the fun league where they do a lot of different stuff. We've done rally, we've done dirt, so a lot of exciting things going on in BRR. And we will soon have a Saturday night super speedway series. And the 18 of Kyle Holden gets a huge jump on this restart over AJ, but they managed to get single file by the time they get down into turn 1. Looks like they're single file about 6-7 spots back. And we've got a lot of these guys up at the front. They are saving tires, staying above that yellow line, but further back, people are making up positions like crazy, dropping down through the dogleg. And it looks like Jeff Hinkle in that 23 is still trying to move up. Let's go take a look at him. Let's see if he's using that dogleg to get a little bit of an advantage. No, it does not look like it. He is staying up high. Looks like now that they're all kind of getting single file, they're starting to calm down just a little bit. Another car moving up very quickly is the 64 Kevin Reed, started in 12th. He is already up to 9th. But he is being chased down by the 47 of Kellen Mitchner. Back up front, it is still Kyle Holden in the lead. AJ Godsey second, David Garman third, Aiden Trevette is fourth, and Mark Radford in the 14. He started in 9th. He is already up to 5th place. And another car on the move. No surprise is the number 6. That is Nicole Kriesel. She started at 24th, already up to 18th. She picked up a few places under caution, but she's picked up several more under green, and she is starting to run down the 37 of Mark Ackerman. And looks like Bill Percy up there as well. As she makes a move on the 44, that's Brian Oshanka. Brian looks like he might be taking it a little bit easy tonight. Usually he would be one that is up towards the front, and moving up quickly, but it is Nicole leading this pack in the back. She's starting to run away from him. AJ Godsey still in second. Kyle Holden still holding the lead. David Garman in third, but now we are 18 laps in. Did about 8 laps under caution. So we'll see how this plays out with the tire wear. See if these guys saved any tires. As you see, they're staying above that yellow line, still trying to preserve as much tire as they can. David gets in there a little bit high that time. Manages to make it work, but these cars get really loose off of turn 3. When you're coming out of turn 4, it gets really, really dicey. As we complete lap 19, going to lap 20. Looks like we might start to get a long green flag run in, so we will see how this starts to play out for these guys. The 23 and the 32 are still back there in 13th and 14th. That's Jeff Hinkle and Jared Heasley. Looks like Cheryl Newman back there in 22nd trying to get her lap back. There's Cheryl. She was up there running with those guys, got caught in that first caution, and looks like she is actually running pretty quickly right now, trying to make her way back through the field and get her lap back. The fastest lap last time, though, was Kyle Holden up front in the 18. But Kyle and AJ's lap times are extremely close. The fastest lap so far of the race has been David Garman in the 06 in third place. And it does not look like we're seeing a lot of movement up at the front. They're neither gaining or losing any space, so we'll start working our way back through the field. And in front you have the 18 of Kyle Holden, followed by the 5 of AJ Godsey, the 06 of David Garman. Behind them, that is the youngin', the number 11 of Aiden Trevette. Behind him is the 14, that is Mark Radford. JJ Parr in the 15th is currently running in the 15 is currently running in 6th place. Stephen Gibson, the 21, he is currently running in 7th. The number 64, Kevin Reed, he is currently 8th. Kellen Mitchner in the 47, right behind him is in 9th. Zach Henson in the 24. He is running 10th, and he is one that we'll watch him go around for a lap. He is one of the ones consistently dropping down below the yellow line in the dogleg to try and make up some ground. As we'll watch him come out of the turn, see if he drops below that again. There he goes. He's not cutting it hugely. There's some people that will cut that so close they take out the pit road cone. Behind him will be in 11th position is the 81, that is Jason Room. Jason does a lot of our graphics for us, including some of the ones you'll see tonight on the replay screen and the intro screen. Huge shout out to him. He's a big help. He also does a lot of our stats for us. In 12th is the 23 of Jeff Hinkle. He's moved up a position. Looks like he is starting to run some cars down again. Looks like he might have saved a little bit of tire. Number 32 of Jared Heasley is currently running in 13th. The 95, my buddy Bill Percy, he is currently in 14th. And 15th is the number 1, the Pizza Pepper Gaming himself, that is Richie West. You can find him on Facebook and YouTube as well, streaming his in-car. In 16th is the number 93, Matt Johnston. He was involved in got caught in one of those early wrecks and is still going fairly strong despite missing the front clip and a large portion of his rear bumper. The 56 of Jeff Zappa is closing in though. And right behind him, there's the number 9 Boogity Motorsports car of Mike Smith. Followed by the 44 of Brian Oshanka. Behind him will be the 8 of Cheryl Newman. Looks like she's working her way back through the field a little bit there. The number 20 of Rick Sargent. And right behind him in the 22nd position, missing, looks like his entire hood, is the 34 of Larry Ashby. There is Nicole Creasel. Looks like she has slipped back just a little bit. She is in 23rd. And here's the big shock of the night. The 55 of Harley Barletta. Thankfully not running his Jar Jar paint scheme tonight. He is currently running in 24th. Used to seeing him up front, so that comes as quite a shock. There is the 37 of Mark Ackerman. He is back in 25th. And in the 19 and 26, rounding out our field, looks like he might be off track, is RJ Buchanan. Hopping back up here to the lead, it looks like the 18 of Kyle Holden has reached the lap traffic. This is a short track, just over a mile. Not a true short track, but it is just over a mile long, so they will start to lap each other very quickly. As we're seeing, Kyle Holden looks like he is starting to put quite a few lap down. We just saw him lapping the 34 Larry Ashby, chasing down the 20 of Rick Sargent. We've got several more right within his grasp. 33 laps in. We've only been under green for about 18, 19 laps, so we'll see how long he can, if they continue to stay green, how long he can stay out, how long those tires will last, and how long he can keep lapping them. But the number 5 of AJ Godsey has really closed the gap and starting to look to the outside. As they start dropping down below to get around the lap traffic. And you see David Garman sneaking around back there in the back as well. He is currently running in third as they start to come through this traffic. And this is where it's going to get a little bit dicey, folks. As they, let's see, who are they lapping now? I believe that's the 44, Brian Oshanka, that they just went by. David Garman drops to the inside going into 3 to get around him. No, there's the 44. And it looks like the 2 lead cars started to get a little bit of a gap on the 06 of David Garman. But this lap traffic will come into play all the way around as they come on up behind the 37 of Mark Ackerman. Mark stays low to let him get the preferred line around. And while we're at it, and they're working through this traffic, when he comes back around, we are under caution for the 3rd time at lap 37. Looks like the 64 of Kevin Reed just ran up and smacked the wall, but slowed down enough to trigger the caution when he got into the wall. Oh no, we have one loose. The 14 got loose as well, and caution is out. See the number 6 on pit road. Looks like we're going to see everybody on the lead lap hitting pit road. And some of these guys that went a lap down, they will stay out and try and get waved around the pace car before they pit for tires and fuel. So we will see how this pit strategy plays out this time by. Let's see. Looks like the number 6 of Nicole Creasel's coming off pit road. We'll try and talk to her here in just a moment. Alright, let's see if we can talk to her right quick. Hey Nicole, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
I got.
Looked like you were charging through the field quite hard, and did you use up your tires on that first run? Well, you got a strategy for the next run now that you got a fresh set of tires?
Hopefully everybody crashes in front of me. Go ahead.
Well, best of luck to you. You had a good run. Definitely keep that up. That was the number 6 in Nicole Creasel. She did say she was going to come and be quite a bit more aggressive in the coming weeks, so we're looking forward to seeing that. It looks like Kyle Holden manages to hold on to the lead, but while they were on pit road, the number 11 of Aiden Trevette moves up into second, slips AJ Godsey back to third. Looks like we've got 2 cars up there. That looks like that is Mark Ackerman and Harley Barletta. They'll get waved around the pace car to get back on the lead lap. We'll see if Harley's got anything for this track. And we should be coming to 1 to go. Does not look, yep, we got the 1 to go. There goes Harley and Mark back around on the lead lap. Looks like Matt Johnston, Cheryl Newman, look like they both got back on the lead lap. So we have 19 cars currently on the lead lap. It'll be, looks like 20 once Harley gets back around. And they will line up with Kyle Holden and Aiden Trevette on the front row. AJ Godsey's third. David Garman is fourth. JJ Parr in fifth. And the number 32 started way back in 21st is now up to 7. So we'll see how this plays out now that everybody's on fresh tires. Several more on the lead lap. Green flag drops. Oh, looks like the 11 of Aiden Trevette got a little loose, got on the gas too hard, spun the tires. And that gives the 5 of AJ Godsey an opportunity to get down underneath of him going through turns 1 and 2. The 18 drops down below, trying to get away from this battle behind him. Aiden and AJ side by side for the first lap. We're under caution again. And surprisingly, it wasn't Aiden and AJ. All right, looks like we're looking at the number 47, Kellen Mitchner, and right behind him is the 81 of Jason Room. As they come through the dogleg, Jason just got a little tight, got into the back of the 47, spun him, and looks like they might have caught. Oh, Larry Ashby just got his repair and got back out and caught him. Hate to see that for Larry. He's one that definitely knows how to save his tires and get to the front when it counts. as we watch Kellen Michener come down pit road. There is the 06 of David Garman. Let's see if we can talk to him right quick. Hey David, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, what's going on, Doug?
So you managed to hold a pretty steady third there. You got anything for these front two guys?
I don't know. It's going to depend on if they make a mistake or not. I think the top 3, top 4 are all running real strong and making consistent laps. So it's just whoever makes the least mistake, in my opinion.
Now, I did notice the number 11 made a mistake on that restart and spun his tires, so that might be the mistake you're looking for, at least to pick up that position.
Well, that had to lift up a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. So, yeah, just least mistakes, and we'll just keep trying to get this NSM Wraps Photos car up front and what we can do.
All right, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
That was David Garman in the 06 running up at the front. So a lot of these guys have never been broadcast before, so they're still getting used to this. That's why we talk to the admins a lot. I warned Nicole we'd be talking to her tonight. So we'll see how it plays out. We might try and talk to that young man in the number 11 car up there and just see what he's got to say, especially after that problem on the restart. On the last restart, spun his tires. As you heard David say, he had to check up just a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. And he definitely can run with these front guys. You saw him running side by side, holding the AJ down on the bottom the whole lap they were under green. Having raced quite a bit with him in several different cars, I can tell you that he definitely knows how to get the job done. As we get the 1 to green, the positions did not change a lot. They weren't under green that long. Kevin Reed, you saw him get into the wall in turn 1 earlier. He started in 12th. He's all the way back up in 6th now. Zach Henson 7th. The 81 of Jason Room started in 18th. He's all the way up in 8th. And Jared Heasley in the 32 started in 21st. He's up to 9th. And my buddy Bill Percy. Huge shout out to Bill. The number 95. He started in 17th. He's all the way up in 10th. And we got some guys that this track really seems to favor. As they come through 3 and 4, the pace car will drop off. And we will see if Kyle gets a jump or can Aiden hang on and jump to the lead. Kyle does get a bit of a jump. AJ was not caught sleeping. The 11 did not spin his tires this time. Very clean start, and looks like David Garman is about to have his hands full of JJ Parr. JJ closed right up on his bumper on that restart as AJ drops down low, trying to find a way around the number 11. They drive in side by side, and they are going hard. AJ slipped up, managed to save it, drifts up and gets the second position, but Aiden was already looking low. And he's looking low going into turn 1, checks up just a little bit to make sure he doesn't slide up. We will see how this plays out. Looks like Aiden is blinking out just a little bit there. As you heard David Garman say, it will come down to who makes the least mistakes, and especially with a guy like JJ Parr and the 81 of Jason Room. He is charging towards the front. There's the 81. He is all the way up in 6th. He's passed Kevin Reed, Zach Henson, and Jared Heasley just since the restart. As we watch the 81 come out of turn 3, he is closing on JJ Parr. The fastest lap last time was Kyle Holden, but Jason's very, very close on those times. And he is closing up on the back bumper of JJ Parr each and every lap. But up front, AJ is giving no room whatsoever to Kyle Holden. He's giving him just enough gap that he can try and get a run on him. never more than 0.2 of a second behind him. As they come down through 3 and 4, it looks like Kyle might be getting a little bit of a gap, but the 5 car had a little bit of a gap on the 11. It looks like they spread out just a little bit coming through 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway, but through 3 and 4 they really tightened back up close. Number 11 and the 06 both drop below the yellow line for that lap. And you'll see some of these guys, especially as tires get worn, when they come through 3 and 4 and these things stop sliding and start tightening up, trying to hit the wall, they'll use that banking, the difference in banking below the yellow line to try and advance the their position, try and loosen the car up as they go through 3 and 4. Scott Snodgrass, we wish you were here too, buddy. And the front 4 have kind of broken away. There is 2 seconds between David Garman and JJ Parr in the number 15. And JJ has managed to put a little distance. Jason Room has slipped back to 7th. Kevin Reed has moved back into 6th. There's Kevin. He's, let's see, time-wise, he is actually a little bit faster than JJ, but not a lot. And Jason Room seems to be falling back. He has slowed down quite a bit since that last pit stop. The 32 of Jared Heasley, he's fallen back to 9th. He's restarted up in 6th place. And the 24 of Zach Henson, he had fallen back a little bit earlier, started in 8th, fell back, moved forward, and is back in 8th currently. Biggest mover so far tonight right now is the number 1. That is Richie West. Started in 22nd. He is up to 10th and making some moves. Looks like that battle back right there is for 10th through about 14th position, 15th, and they are battling. Looks like just caught Richie when he was losing a little bit of spots, but imagine he'll be back here in just a moment. And up front, still Kyle Holden, followed by AJ Godsey, Aiden Trevette, David Garman. That top 4 has widened the gap even more. It is now 2.5 seconds from David Garman to JJ Parr. The first 4 are within 1 second, and JJ Parr and Kevin Reed are 4 seconds back. And it looks like JJ Parr is about to lose that position. Kevin Reed has been closing the distance on every lap. As they come down the back straightaway, let's see. They are about 0.2 of a second apart, and that gap is close. Oh, Kevin gets a little loose coming off 4. He is pushing it. You can see Kevin Reed is pushing it hard, but he is burning up that right rear and getting a little loose coming off of 4. But he closes right up on the back bumper of JJ Parr. He is pushing hard as they come around Nicole Creasel. Nicole has dropped back into 24th. You heard her say she moved up a lot in that first run, just burned up her tires getting up there. She got up as high as about 14th place. So I'd imagine that this will not be the first time. She's in the process of moving, hasn't had a lot of time to get practice in, and if she can come charging to the front like that without any practice, I'd imagine the rest of this season's going to go really, really well for her. And Cheryl Newman in the 8 car, she is back there as well, a couple laps down, but definitely got to give a shout out to Cheryl. She had some computer problems a couple weeks ago and barely got to start this season. and be at the first race last week, so glad to have Cheryl back. And up front, the front four, let's take a ride inside the number 5 car. When he comes back around, we'll pick him up at the start-finish line and take a ride. David Garman way low. Even better, let's hop for a ride in the 06 car. As they come across the start-finish line right there, dive off into turn 1. You can see he's got that wheel turn, but it is still sliding. It looks like he's going to stay up off the dog leg this time by. Goes down into 3 and 4. AJ started looking to the outside a little bit there. Oh, David gets a little bit loose coming off of turn 4. That is a full lap. Let's see if David jumps down low again this time. He was massively below that yellow line a couple laps ago. There is AJ dropping below, but and it looks like Aiden Trevette might be slipping back just a little bit. Waiting to see if David tries that low line again, trying to get around that number 11 car as he's starting to close that gap up just a little bit. Looks like David closed up that gap quite a bit. As we see, looks like, I believe Harley Barletta is on pit road. He is. A little bit early in the run. They've only been about 30 some odd laps since their last pit stop. I'm not sure if he's having some problems or burned up his tires, but he is back on pit road. Looks like as we speak, the 18 of Kyle Holden is starting to come around and lap some cars. Looks like there's Harley coming back off of pit road. We'll see. He'll be able to keep up with these guys. Harley is extremely fast. I think must have had some problems with his repair earlier in the race for him to have fallen back this far. As he comes back around, those fresh tires are going to be quite a bit faster. We'll watch the timing as they come around. It looks like those older tires, even 30 laps older, which is exactly how many laps Kyle Holden has on his. 30 laps right now versus Harley Barletta's fresh tires. As they come across the line, Harley Barletta's lap was a 27.9, and Kyle Holden's was 0.6 of a second slower last time by. So you can see those fresh tires make quite a bit of a difference. Oh, maybe a little bit of strategy by the 55? We'll have to wait and see. Looks like David Garman in the 06 is starting to slip back just a little bit. He is about almost 2 seconds back from the leader Kyle Holden. The 15 of JJ Parr currently sitting in 5th. And the 64, looks like Kevin Reed can get to him, but he cannot get past JJ Parr yet. He is currently running in 6th. Jason Room in the 81 is currently running 7th. Kellen Mitchner, we saw him get into some trouble earlier in the 47. He is currently running in 8th. Stephen Gibson in the 21. Excuse me, the 21 of Stephen Gibson is running 9th, and the 32 of Jared Heasley rounds out the top 10. But Zach Henson in the 24 looks like he is closing up on the back bumper of Jared Heasley. Just looking at their lap times, it looks like they've been pretty even. Zach might be a hair faster through on these older tires. Bearing in mind most of this, in fact the entire lead lap stopped 34, 35 laps ago. And as we approach halfway, they should still have roughly 2 more sets of tires. Some of them might have less, some of them might have one less, some of them might have one more. Oh my goodness. But tire strategy will definitely play out. We'll see how long these guys try and go. If they try and do a full fuel run, nope, caution is out. All right, let's see if we can see what happened here. Looks like the 14 was moving inside the 37. Just looked like the 37 just had to check up a bit more than the 14 was expecting, and they got together. That is Mark Ackerman in the 37, and in the 14, go take a look. That is Mark Radford. So Mark and Mark. But one of those racing deals. Now we will go back up front and watch the number 5 and the number 18. Yes, they are going to come to pit road. We are at halfway in this race. They are coming to pit road, so a lot of these guys will only have one more set of tires. They'll have to go roughly 37 laps on that set of tires. They've been 37 last time. Now the question is, Harley Barletta is up to 20th after his pit stop just a few moments ago. How will his pit strategy play into this, into the second half of this race? All right, let's see where that number 11 is. He's coming off pit road, so let's go say hi to Aiden. Hey, Aiden, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
Well, youngster, you are hanging on to that front pack. You think you got something for AJ and Kyle?
Yeah, right now I'm just pacing behind everybody, trying to keep up. Throttle control is very good right now, especially going through the corners.
Yeah, it looked like you had a little problem with throttle control on that second restart, though.
Oh, yeah, I started in first gear. I know not to do that.
Well, yeah, that would put you a little bit in a little bit of trouble, but you managed to save it and still hang on to your position for quite some time.
I think I slowed David down there a little bit because I got loose in front of him, but never spun it out.
Yep, that was a great save. So 75 laps, you got just past halfway, so we'll see if you can hold on to. How many sets of tires you got left, 1 or 2?
Got 2 left.
2 left. All right, we'll see if you can stretch that out and make it to the end.
All right, thank you. Hopefully I'll see y'all in victory lane.
Hope so. Talk to you later, buddy.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right, that was Aiden Trevette. He is the youngest member of BRR, 17 years old. Turns 18 here in just a month or two, so. But, gotta say, for a kid his age, he has a lot of patience. You heard him talking about using his throttle control, being patient, just riding around. And we've seen that. We've seen him do that both here and when we had tryouts at Homestead. As Harley Barletta looks like he is coming back around and getting his lap back. 13 lap old tires. He's going to be back on the lead lap, shown in 18th position as they line up side by side. And after that pit stop, Aiden Trevette is in second, but there is the man of the night, AJ Godsey. And you know, now that he's up front, it's going to be very difficult to get past him. He is definitely racing for a reason tonight. And just want to say our thoughts and prayers are with his family and him and in this difficult time. As the pace car gets ready to drop off, we'll see if AJ can get a little bit of a jump on Aiden Trevette. And he gets a bit of a jump on Aiden. Manages to get up high to arc it down in there, get down on the apex, and take off. Now, Aiden and AJ pit at the same time, so you know they've both got the same amount of tires left, 2 sets, so AJ is not going to worry about tire preservation right now. He will melt those tires off to get away. And he is definitely doing it. A half a second lead in one lap. And that's with Aiden dropping below the dogleg trying to catch. There you see Aiden underneath the yellow line trying to catch up. But coming off of 3 and 4, AJ just takes off. And David Garman back there in third place is trying to close the distance on Aiden Trevette. Leader for most of the race, 18 of Kyle Holden. He restarted back in fourth and is still there. We'll see if he can come back through. Moving up through the field all night is the 64. That is Kevin Reed. Right behind him is the 15th of J.J. Parr. Kellen Mitchner is 7th after the early incident. He got back up into 7th. Jason Room is in 8th place in that number 81 right now. So far, the biggest mover of the night. He started in 18th, moved up to 8th, but right behind him is the number 95. That is Bill Percy. He is there in that number 95, and Jared Heasley started 21st. He's currently in 10th. Let's just go take a look at Jared's awesome paint job one more time. Gotta say, that was huge for me that he did that. Meant a lot. So a huge shout out to him. And go back up front. AJ's giving himself about a 6 to 7/10 of a second lead. It shrinks a little bit on the back straightaway, but by the time he gets back to the front, it opens back up. He is getting one heck of a run off of turn 4. Looks like Aiden Trevette is getting down into 1 and 2 just a little bit better, and AJ drops below, trying to see if he can widen that gap just a little bit, and AJ might be playing with him, getting a half a second lead and just coasting, trying to save some tires. Looks like RJ Buchanan, when we go take a look, looks like he might have had some problems. I'm showing him as being off the track right now. Looks like that 11 is starting to close the gap just a little bit, as David Garman and the 18 of Kyle Holden are starting to charge forward as well. Nobody's going to give AJ the win tonight. He's going to have to go earn it, but I guarantee you every one of those cars has somebody in it cheering for him. And the front 4 have broke away again. There is 2 seconds back to the 5th place car of Kevin Reed. There is the gap you see there. That is up to 2.5 seconds. As they go through 3 and 4, caution is out. All right, let's see if we can watch that replay and see what happened. Looks like the 37 of Mark Ackerman is really struggling here. Looks like he just got a little loose. Came down and got into the 55 of Harley Barletta. It looks like Harley might have got away without any real significant damage. We'll go back and definitely take another look, make sure Harley's car is okay. Mark is definitely having a rough night. And looking at Harley's car, does not look like it's got any significant damage. Looks like he's going on pit road. Just having his crew double check it. The 37, though, looked like he might have picked up a little bit of damage. See if we can get a little bit closer angle on the 37. Yeah, he's got a little bit of damage on the right side from the previous incident. A little damage on the back and on the rear, so that will definitely impact his handling. As we go back up and watch these guys pace around, let's see if we can talk to Mr. Harley Barletta. Hey Harley, this is Doug in the booth. You got me? Harley, this is Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Doug. How's it going, man?
Better than you, obviously. It looked like you didn't get much damage in that last incident, though.
Not too bad. I mean, I got back on the lead lap after a while, so we'll get it back on.
So you confident you can get back up there to the front?
Maybe top 10. That's what I'm hoping for right now.
Well, your pit strategy is definitely starting to pay off. I was wondering about that when you fell back early, but and took that green flag pit stop, but it looks like it's starting to pay off for you.
Getting there, finally back up here, so we'll see what happens.
All right, man. Best of luck to you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
And we managed that whole conversation without a comment about Jar Jar. I am impressed with Harley on that one. Or without him talking like without him talking like Jar Jar Binks. So, pretty impressed with that. As they pace around, looks like the top four are pretty much the same. It is H.A. Godsey, Aiden Trevette, David Garman, and Kyle Holden. They've been the top four most of the night, been changing places here and there, but for the most part, they are pretty much the same front four all night long as we get the one to green. Kevin Reed, J.J. Parr, Kellen Mitchner, Jason Room, Mark Radford, and Steven Gibson round out your top 10. And lurking back there in 11th, that is the number 95. That's my buddy Bill Percy. Gotta give a shout out to him. He's been coming on strong the last few months in these Cup cars, getting a lot better and starting to be. He is definitely one to watch in the trucks, but he's really starting to come on pretty strong in the Cup cars as well. Don't forget to put it in second gear there, Aiden, and here they come down the front straightaway. AJ will take the green flag and lead them down into one. Looks like the 11 Aiden Trevette's got a little bit of a run to the outside. Gets way close to the wall, but AJ drops down low, and we'll see what they do in 3 and 4. AJ has been faster in 3 and 4, but if Aiden holds him down, no, Aiden cannot hold him back. There goes the 5. Aiden's going to try the crossover. As they drop down into 1 and 2, it's Aiden to the inside. AJ's still got a bit of a lead going, though. And looks like that dropping below the dog leg might actually hurt Aiden, because here comes the 18 of Kyle Holden. And there goes the number 5. That is AJ Godsey, already starting to build a little bit of a lead on the 11. And the 11 of Aiden just drops way down there. We are back under caution. 57 laps to go. Alrighty, let's see if we can see what happened here. Looking at the 24 car, Zach Henson. Looks like the 55, I do believe it's a 55 Harley Barletta, just got in there a little too deep, drifted up, and got the 24. Harley was trying to save the car and not get into him. I can promise you, knowing Harley, he's apologizing like crazy right now. That is one thing AJ does not want to see. 56 laps to go. He wants to build that lead up. He does not want to give Aiden Trevette another chance to get around him as we get down to the last third of the race. Aiden's going to get tougher to hold off. Looks like the only ones on pit road this time by are Zach Henson, Matt Johnson, and Harley Barletta. Harley might be getting his last set of tires. We'll have to go check on that. As you see everybody dropping low, looks like I believe the 44, Brian Oshenka, is the lucky dog. He's going to get a lap back. That will put him back on the lead lap in 20th position. Right now, your top 10 is still the same front four: AJ, Aiden, Kyle, David, Kevin Reed, JJ Parr, Kellen Mitchner, Stephen Gibson, Mark Radford, and Jason Room. 11th is Jeff Hinkle, Bill Percy, Richie West, Jared Heasley, and Mike Smith round out your top 15. Zach Henson, Matt Johnston, Harley Barletta in 18th, Jeff Zappa in 19th, and Brian Oshenka in 20th. Looks like Ackerman is on pit road yet again. Rick Sargent as well. That's 21st. Rick is 21st. Mark is 22nd. Larry Ashby in the 34 is 23rd. Nicole Creasel and Cheryl Newman 24th and 25th, with RJ Buchanan. Looks like he is out for the night. As they are pacing around, just a reminder that tomorrow night we will be broadcasting the Outcast Dirt Guys, but tomorrow morning we will have the HTSAI podcast, and hoping to work in an interview with somebody very special tomorrow morning for that. And Wednesday night we'll have the Northeast Racers at 7:30 Eastern, followed by the Outcast SR8 League. That will be at 9 Eastern. So a lot of great stuff coming, and definitely going to have more to come in the coming weeks. And as we said, the BRR Super Speedway Series will be coming here in just a few weeks as they end the Challenge Series this week. So the number 32 of Jared Heasley is poised to win that. So we will see if he can pull that off. Now, I do believe the Outcast guys have a special event coming here in a couple of weeks on a Thursday, so we'll hopefully be broadcasting that as well. I believe that is January 29th, and that is Survival of the Fittest style race, so that will be fun to watch. But right now it's the BRR Cup Series as the pace car drops off just over 50 laps to go. AJ gets a big jump for this track. Jumps out and gets 0.6 of a second right off the start. Drops down below in the dogleg, trying to not give up any time to Aiden Trevette. Aiden is closing in. AJ's taking that high line this time. Does not look like it worked real well for him. Aiden managed to close up just a little bit. Aiden closed up about 0.4 of a second. Just in turns 3 and 4, AJ's just trying to see where he can run faster, it looks like. As we come around, we're going to get 50 laps to go. Excuse me. And let's see, the top 4 are still AJ up. We are under caution yet again. Looks like if they can get another green flag run going, if they can get about 10 laps under green, it looks like they are good to go, but it is a bit of a struggle here because these cars do handle so differently at both ends of the track. Looks like we are looking at Jeff Zappa, and I do believe the 32 of Jared Heasley. It looks like Zappa got in there and Jared just didn't see him. They got together, spun, and I do not believe they collected anybody else. Watch here for a minute as Zappa gets moving again. Managed to get away clean, but I'd imagine that Jared has some damage and Zappa will as well. And just looking at the 56, it looks like he's got a little bit of right front damage and a lot of left front damage. And some damage to the back end from backing into the wall. 48 laps to go. Was thinking about talking to Jared, but he said specifically don't try and talk to him tonight. So let's see if we can get a hold of Mr. Reed. Hey Kevin, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. How's it going, Doug?
Pretty good. You've had a fairly good night. You weren't that confident coming into the night, but you're actually having a pretty decent run tonight.
Yeah, she's actually sticking a little bit better than I anticipated that it would. You know, just kind of reeling these guys in, trying to be cautious.
Well, you've moved up 7 spots already tonight, and you've been faster than some of these guys. A couple of different times you've had the fastest lap on the track, faster than those front 4 guys. So, you got anything for them?
I don't know. You know, I'm just gonna do my best here to keep this thing as clean as I can, and we'll see how the chips fall. You know, we still got another 45 laps to go.
Yes, you do. Good luck to you, sir. Hope to be talking to you later.
Bye. Thanks, Doug.
All right, man. That was Kevin Reed. He is one of the originals from BRR from the first series and one of our admins as well. Well, great getting to talk to him. And we will throughout the season be trying to talk to pretty much all the drivers. So if your favorite driver didn't get spoke to tonight, definitely remind me next week. We'll try and get them in the booth. Should be coming to 1 to green. You see them lining up side by side. Lights are out on the pace car. And these front 5-6 cars are tightening up more. They saw AJ's big jump on that restart. I don't think we'll see AJ try the high side this time by on this restart, but we'll see what he has for these guys. As you heard Kevin mention, he was struggling earlier in the practice sessions, of which there were several this week, more than we usually have, and seems to be suddenly gripping a lot better. He's moved up quite a few spots and managed to hold on. He's slowly moving up through the top 10. up to 5th now, so we'll be watching him closely. But right now, the man on a mission is that number 5 car, AJ Godsey. He comes down, takes a green flag, jumps high, trying to get that run down into turn 1 and get away from that young man behind him. That is the 11 of Aiden Trevette. If memory serves, Aiden does some local track racing in real life, so he'll be one to watch in the coming weeks and years. Would not be surprised to see that young man's name on a NASCAR ride somewhere down the line. Pretty much anything he hops in that I've seen him in, he's quite quick at. Even though he says he's not that great at dirt, he's a lot faster than some of these guys, so anything he gets into, he seems to excel at. As they come down, 43 laps to go. It is still AJ Godsey out front. Aiden Trevette in second, Kyle Holden in third, David Garman in fourth, and Kevin Reed in the number 64. He's still holding on to 5th, trying to close up, but JJ Parr in the number 15 looks like he is right there. He is going to try and pop up there and get a top 5 as well. As I recall, JJ was in the championship contention last season. But JJ's about to have his handful with that PBR car, the 21 of Steven Gibson. Just a super cool looking car. I really like that. And it looks like they're going to be playing the crossover game for a few minutes here. Looks like Steven got to the inside going through 3 and 4. And now JJ gets to the inside and caution is out. As they say, cautions do breed cautions. Seeing if we can find where the caution came from. All right, looks like we found it. Beautiful 32 car there. And it looks like the 56 right behind him. As they dive off into turn 3, the 56 gets in there just a little deep, catches the curb, gets up in, and we're going to have a little chit-chat with Zappa about hurting that pretty car. Look like if you catch that apron, as I said earlier, on old tires it can help, but on fresh tires it can send you straight out. And it looks like pit road is gonna pick up. Let's go see if the leader is on pit road. Yes, he is. AJ Godsey is on pit road. He is hoping that his pit crew will be the fastest this time by. The 18 of Kyle Holden right in front of him. David Garman right behind AJ, and the 11 of Aiden Trevette. Left sides are up. Aiden's away. AJ's away. AJ gets it at the pit road cone. Just barely. 39 laps to go. Should be on their final set of tires. Tire wear may not play into this as much as we thought if they have any more cautions. They can definitely go the distance on the fuel load. Despite the 70% fuel load, they can definitely go the distance. So we'll see how this plays out. Any more cautions will definitely help the tire wear from those front cars, but AJ definitely does not want to see cautions. As we see a whole line of cars up here in front of AJ, they are going to start to fall back. Some will get waved by, and some of the lap cars will have to fall to the back. And some of these guys that stayed out might be going down pit road this time. As last time by, the 81 of Jason Room was scored on as the leader. The question is Jason going to pit, or is he going to play some strategy here? 38 laps to go. The way things have been going, he might be able to hold off a little longer. See if he gets another caution. That'll give him an advantage with fresher tires later in the race. We will see what happens here as they come out. No, he's going to stay out. Looks like several cars behind him, including that number 95 of Bill Percy. Looks like there he is, Harley Barletta in the 55. Looks like his strategy might be paying off. He's only been out there for 19 laps on those tires. And Mike Smith. Great job in that Bugatti Motorsports car. He has moved up into 4th with tire strategy. Jeff Zappa in the 56. He is in 5th with a little bit of damage to the front end after that incident. And AJ Godsey now back there in, looks like 6th place. Yes, AJ is being scored in 6th place currently. Well, as they come down to take the green flag, roughly 35 laps left to go. And we'll see how much of a difference those fresh tires make, and we'll see when Jason decides to jump off here. Once that pace car hits pit road, he can take off. And he is definitely doing it. The 81 of Jason Room gets a huge jump over Bill Percy and Harley Barletta. Bill is in 2nd place. Go Bill. Harley Barletta is right behind him in 3rd. Mike Smith back there in 4th place. Mike's slipping back on those older tires, and here comes AJ Godsey. And AJ has the advantage. He's getting through this traffic really quickly. Caution is out again. Seeing if we can get the right incident here. Alrighty. Looks like that PBR car, with David Garman right behind him, got a little loose, got up into the 23, spun down, collected the 14, collected the 23 again, the 24, the 20. And looks like a lot of cars got through clean, but a lot of them got through damaged. And now the question is going to be, how many of those guys that stayed out will go for the pit road now and go get that final set of tires? Currently, Jason Room in the 81 is still leading the field, but we'll see if he comes down and gets tires. Bill Percy's in 2nd. Harley Barletta's in 3rd. AJ Godsey's in 4th. He's got Kyle Holden right behind him in 5th. The 64 Kevin Reed is 6th. Aiden Trevette is 7th. Kellen Mitchner, mentioned him a couple of times. He got into trouble early and has managed to work his way back up to 8th. David Garman is 9th, and the 15 of JJ Parr rounds out the top 10. Looks like we've got Mike Smith on pit road, Jeff Zappa, Matt Johnston, Zach Henson, and Bill Percy is on pit road as well. So we've got quite a few of these guys that were up there at the front, stayed out one more time. They're getting fresh tires. I don't think that 2 laps, 3 laps difference, whatever it turns out to be, is going to make a whole lot of difference. But this front 3 right here, these are some of the best, especially that 55 of Harley Barletta and the 5 car of AJ Godsey, 2 of the best in the league. I've raced with Harley in other leagues. He's tries to be one of the cleanest drivers. He's also one of the best drivers out there, but that 5 car, he is very hungry tonight. The 81 of Jason Room, excellent driver and especially really good at strategy, as evidenced by him being up front there. But Jason's been out for 43 laps. Harley's on 23 lap old tires. AJ from 3rd place back to 13th place. Jared Heasley have all pitted on that last time 7 laps ago. Rick Sargent was 14th until he pitted. You got Steven Gibson, Brian Oshanka, Jeff Hinkle, Mike Smith, all and Matt Johnston all pitted this time by to get their last set of tires. Jason's going to struggle to fight off these two right behind him with the 55 on the outside, the 5 right behind him. Kyle Holden right there. This is about to get a bit dicey. He's been out there for 44 laps. Harley's on 24 lap old tires. Everybody else less than 10. Everybody should be able to go the distance on fuel. And we saw Jason take a huge jump last time. We'll see if he does the same again. Yes, he does. As soon as the pace car's in, he is gone. And AJ Godsey jumps quickly, gets the run, and takes 2nd place as they're 3 wide behind him. Looks like they settled in, but the 64 is moving up. We've got quite a battle going on as AJ Godsey takes the lead. Looked like he got a little squirrely there, but he got it under control, and he is running away. Go get him, buddy. He's 30 laps to go. Kevin Reed, talked to him earlier. Said he was playing it safe, but I guess he's done playing safe, and now he is going for it. He is closing in on 2nd place. Jason Room. We'll see if he can run AJ down or not. The leader for the first half of the race, Kyle Holden in the 18, is back there, and caution is out. Looks like we're riding with the 37 of Mark Ackerman. Goes down to cut the dog leg and just loses it. Gets a little too loose when he comes off and hits the inside wall. That brings us under caution again. The 81 of Jason Room just ducked down pit road and gives up 2nd place to Kevin Reed. That was a heck of a run by Jason to hold on to the 2nd position for so long. Stayed in the lead but couldn't hold AJ off, but managed to hold Kevin off for quite a bit of time there, despite having 45 lap old tires there when he ducked onto pit road. So now Jason Room will restart further back in the field. We've got 20 cars on the lead lap. He'll probably come off and end up around 15th if I had to guess, 16th, somewhere in there. And we've seen the 37 of Mark Ackerman have some troubles tonight, but guarantee you when we get to Texas Motor Speedway, he will be one to watch. Texas boy like yours truly, he will be a force to be reckoned with. Currently, we've got quite a shakeup up front. AJ Godsey's still leading, but we've got Kevin Reed in 2nd, Kyle Holden in 3rd. Kellen Mitchner just quietly keeps moving back up after being in that early wreck. He has moved his way up to 4th. JJ Parr still hanging out there in the top 5. David Garman slipped back to 6th. Aiden Trevette, the young man from Carolina, has slipped back to 7th. Stephen Gibson, Richie West, and Mark Radford round out your top 10. We have been so busy here tonight, we really haven't had a chance to talk about some of these drivers. Let's see if I can pull up some of the information while we're under caution. And let's talk about the leader, AJ Godsey. He is from Stroh, Indiana. He's a production associate. His favorite drivers, Kyle Larson, aka Young Money. All-time favorite drivers are the Dale Sr. and Dale Jr. Sports teams are Kentucky Wildcats, Tennessee Titans, and Detroit Tigers. His hobbies are coaching his kids in youth sports, hanging out at the lake all summer, golfing, and of course racing, one that he is extremely good at. As we get the one to green. Jason Room will restart in 17th, but he has some of the freshest tires out there, along with Matt Johnson, Rick Sargent, and Zach Henson. As they come off 3 and 4, the number 5, AJ Godsey, and the 64, Kevin Reed, will lead them down. This is a battle you might want to get used to watching. The 5 and the 64 together is quite common. And AJ gets one heck of a jump on the restart. Looked like he caught the 64, Kevin Reed, napping. 18, Kyle Holden to the inside. Makes him move up for second. We're 3 wide right behind him. The 15 of JJ Parr made a move to the inside. He is looking for third from Kevin. And the 11, that is the young Aiden Trevette. He is charging up through the field as well. AJ Godsey is loving watching this. He's got a half a second lead and starting to build, but the 11 car, Aiden Trevette, restarted in about 8th. He is moving up already. But the 18 of Kyle Holden is trying to run down first place AJ Godsey. 24 laps to go. AJ's managed to get about a 6/10 of a second lead. And the 64, Kevin Reed, he is back in third. He was looking for that top 5, trying to stay in the points, and it looks like if he can hold off the 15 at JJ Parr, he might be able to do it. But here comes the 11. Oh no, the 11 spins. He's going to hold on to it. Aiden spinning on the back stretch and going to bring us under caution. All right, here comes watching the 11 come off turn 2, gets loose, trying to hold on to it, drops down there, almost has it saved, continues to get loose and just spins out, couldn't avoid it. Looks like everybody gets by him clean. He gets going once again, but we are back under caution, and AJ definitely did not want to see this. Looks like the 11 didn't lose. Well, yeah, he slipped back to about 18th position. But AJ up there was building a lead with 21 laps to go. He did not want to see that caution. As we watch him pace around here, let's see if we've got anything on that number 18 of Kyle Holden. He is an IT support specialist. I feel really bad for him. I did 15 years in IT. He is from Chicago, Illinois. His favorite driver is Kyle Busch. All-time driver is Kyle Busch and Adam LZ, who's a drifter. Been on iRacing since August. Doing quite well, having just started. Favorite sports teams are the Chicago Blackhawks. His hobbies are PC gamer, cars, drifting, computers and technology, Star Wars, space, and YouTube. And he is one of the people in the league who is a veteran. He is a United States Air Force veteran. So definitely thank Kyle for his service. 20 laps to go. They will get the one to go next time by. That'll put us at about 18 laps. AJ wants those 18 laps to stay green. I can guarantee you that. He wants to get up there and run away from that number 18. And that number 11 has slipped back into 18th position. You know Aiden Trevette's going to try and come through that field. So we'll see if AJ can jump out and get another big lead when he comes through here. As they come down, the lights will go out on the pace car. As they get back lined up side by side, just looking over some of the stats here. The front 7 cars have been out there for 21 laps on those tires. Steven Gibson in 8th is just 16 laps. Harley Barletta is 9th with 37 laps on his tires, and Mark Radford in 10th is 21 lap old tires. We'll see if Harley, with his he pitted off sequence trying to get some positions after a wreck early on, trying to make up some ground. We'll see if he can do anything with these guys in these older tires. But right now it's going to be that 5 car trying to get the win. And he gets a good jump coming down the front straightaway. The 18 of Kyle Holden hangs with him. The 64 Kevin Reed holds the low line. They dive off into turn 1. And AJ is off like a bullet. We've got several cars down really low coming through the back straightaway. Looked like the 47 was going way low trying to get past him, going through the dog leg. Let's see if he does that again. He is trying to get around that number 15 of JJ Parr. We'll see how low he can go. They are limboing at Phoenix tonight. And he stayed high, but the 64, Kevin Reed, he was dropping very low. He's trying to get back up there to Kyle Holden and AJ Godsey. 16 laps to go. AJ is starting to build a little bit of a lead. He's got about 3 to 4 tenths of a second. Seems to be gaining on, putting a little distance on Kyle through 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Got a little bit loose coming off of turn 4 there, but he is off. And it looks like he is going to be coming up on the lap car, the 56 of Jeff Zappa. Jeff stays ducks low to make sure he does not get in the way. Caution is out again. That is the last thing AJ wanted to see with 15 laps to go. He wants this thing to stay as green for as long as possible. All right, looks like we've got the 64 of Kevin Reed. Let's take a look at this. 64 Kevin Reed with the 15 of JJ Parr. JJ gets one heck of a run down into one, gets into the back of Kevin, gets him again, spins him up into the wall, and it looks like the 14, Brian, I believe that is Brian. I'm sorry, that is Mark Radford in the 14, got into him as well. And that puts us under caution again. Kevin Reed is on pit road. He's not been involved in anything yet tonight. It looks like he still had his fast repair. I don't know if the 14 does, however. He is smoking. It looks like he got into Kevin almost broadside and might have blown that engine. It does not look like he is fast repairing. 13 laps to go. It is still AJ out front, but a little shakeup at the front because Kyle Holden is still in second, but JJ Parr, Kellen Mitchner, and David Garman round out your top 5. David Garman was up there in the top 4 earlier, slipped back under some of those cautions and due to pit strategy, but he has moved back up into the top 5, and Harley Barletta is up in 6 now. His strategy might actually pay off for a top 10 in a good points race. That was his biggest goal after the early incident. Then you got Steven Gibson, Richie West, Aiden Trevette in 11th. Or I'm sorry, in the 11 is in 9th, and Matt Johnson is in 10th. Now, Aiden's restarted that last time in 18th position, but has already picked up quite a few positions. Looks like Kevin Reed is finally coming off pit road. The 14 is still there with damage. Looks like Kevin did not have a fast repair. And he's kind of missing a rear spoiler. Does not look like he has much of the back end left on his car. See as he comes by here. No, he does not. Does not even have a rear deck lid or spoiler. So that will definitely be interesting to see how he handles that going through the turns without a rear spoiler here. As loose as these cars already are, that's going to be a bit tricky for him. We'll see if he can hold on to it for another 10 laps. Should get the white flag this time, or I'm sorry, should get the 1 to go this time by and restart with 10 laps to go. They do have 1 green-white checkered if they need it. Hopefully we can go 10 laps green, and hopefully AJ Godsey can drive away and win this one for his family tonight. We'll have AJ Godsey and Kyle Holden up front, JJ Park, Kellen Mitchner, David Garman, Harley Barletta, Steven Gibson, Richie West, Aiden Trevette, Matt Johnson, rounding out your top 10. As they get the 1 to green, they're trying to get sorted out there. Kyle's already trying to move to the inside under caution. And even though I'm supposed to be an impartial broadcaster, tonight it's really hard to do so, so we're going to root for AJ these last 10 laps. As they come through 3 and 4, it looks like we've still got 18 cars on the lead lap. Kevin Reed is shown as 1 lap down. Looks like Nicole is still back in 24th. She had a rough night, but a great run. That first green flag run, she had a heck of a run going. So I expect to see her up front dominating before the season's out. Green flag is in the air. AJ gets a huge jump down the front straightaway. Kyle Holden is right with him, though. Catches right back up to him. But AJ is starting to open that back up again. Looks like Kyle was faster in 1 and 2. AJ was faster in 3 and 4, as we saw earlier in the race. Nine laps to go. AJ is still out front. And I guarantee you we're going to see him cutting the dog leg almost every lap for the rest of the race. JJ Parr is back up in 3rd back there, followed by Kellen Mitchner. Got caught up early and has already worked his way back up to 4th place. Good run for him. There is Kellen in the 47 car. Right in front of him is the 15 of JJ Parr, and looks like JJ and Kellen are both falling back from the 2 lead cars. So it is going to come down to a battle between AJ and Kyle Holden, and AJ's already got a half-second lead with 7 to go. And it looks like Kyle just closes back up on him coming through 1 and 2, but off 2 and the rest of the way around the track, AJ seems to check out just a little bit. And this time by, Kyle found something through 3 and 4. He's gotten right back up on the bumper of AJ. Hold that inside line, AJ. Looks like the 18 was looking low, couldn't get enough momentum through 1 and 2. Six laps to go, coming to 5 laps to go. AJ and Kyle have checked out from the rest of the field. They've got an almost 2-second lead on third place JJ Parr. But AJ is still holding on to the lead. Goes from about 0.2 to a half a second depending on where they are on the track. He just needs it open. 18 almost got into the wall there. 5 laps to get, coming to 4 to go. As they go through 1 and 2, there's no change in the distance between them. 2 to 0.3 a second every lap. It looks like Kyle tried to stay up high to see if he could carry some more momentum. Kyle is trying any line he can through 3 and 4, but that line did not work. AJ opened up a little bit more of a gap. See if he can open up a little more in 1 and 2, 3 laps to go. And the 18 of Kyle Holden spun, just pushing too hard and got loose. We are under caution. We will go to a green-white checkered. As we watch the 5 and the 18, when he came through turn, when he dives down here into turn 1 and 2, it looks like they had a little, he just got a little bit too hot. And he is sideways going into the turn, slides up. Looks like he might get it correct, gets down out of the way without collecting anybody. But it was enough to bring out the caution. And while we watch the number 5 pace around, that is AJ Godsey, Kellen Mitchner, JJ Parr right behind him, David Garr, and Aiden Trevette has moved his way up into 5th place. After that spin earlier and getting all the way back to 18th, he has moved his way up, but it's that man right there in the number 5, AJ Godsey, that everybody is rooting for tonight. And I don't think that, based on that last restart, I don't think Kellen can hang with him. After just a few laps, AJ had a 2-second lead on them, so we will see what happens here. And while we're under caution, just to remind you, go like, share, and subscribe to the Facebook page, the Twitch page, and the YouTube channel. You can find all those on the Facebook page. All the links for them, go like, subscribe, share, follow, and all those other fun things. There's some great videos out there from some of the BRR fun races, including a highlights reel from the BRR rally race. If you go find that, you'll definitely get a good laugh. By highlights, I do not actually mean highlights. It is some of the hilarity that ensued in that rally race. And we should get the 1 to go next time by. Looks like Kevin Reed has slipped back to 19th place. Harley, he was on the move earlier before the incident with the 56. Harley Barletta on those super old tires, 56 laps on those tires, he has slipped back to 7th. Kyle Holden, after his spin, has slipped back to 8th place. And we will get the 1 lap to green. This will be the 1 attempt at a green-white checkered finish. And we will try and talk to the winner after the race. And it's looking like it may be that 15. I don't know if Kellen has anything, JJ has anything, or David Garman. I don't know if anybody in that top 5 has anything for that 5 car tonight. And as is often the case, if AJ says he's struggling here, he's going to run away from everybody. Pace car is in. AJ gets a good jump on the restart, doesn't spin the tires, and he is off. He gets a bit of a jump over Kellen. He has got a second and a half coming down the back straightaway. Coming to 1 to go. Once he picks up the white flag, whatever happens, happens. That'll be the end of it. AJ Godsey takes the white flag. 1 more lap to go. JJ Parr moves up into second in the 15 car. But he is too far back, I believe, a half a second back. I don't think he can close the distance. David Garman is up there in third. Coming off the turn 4, it will be AJ Godsey for the win tonight. And you know that is a huge celebration and a big win for him. And everybody's going to come up and congratulate him. Congratulations, buddy. Let's go see if we can talk to AJ once he gets into celebration mode here. Hey, AJ, it's Doug in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
Hey, congratulations, buddy.
Thanks. This one means a lot. More than the rest, for sure. I wasn't going to be denied tonight.
Yeah, it was obvious. I knew you did not want to get any of those cautions there at the end. You had, at some points, a 2-second lead over some of these guys, but you dang sure managed to pull this one out.
Yeah, there was a couple times I, had to throw a tight block on a restart or something, but like I said, tonight meant a lot, and I really wasn't going to be denied if I could help.
Well, I understand. Congratulations, sir. Definitely go celebrate and enjoy yourself and enjoy this win.
Thanks, Doug.
That was your winner, AJ Godsey. You can definitely hear the emotion in his voice. He was really happy about this one. Won this one in honor of his grandfather who passed this morning. We'll silently watch him celebrate for a moment. Congratulations, AJ. Well, that was the Phoenix 150. That was definitely an exciting race for the BRR Racing League tonight. Make sure you're back next week because I'm sure that's going to be very exciting at Martinsville. Come back tomorrow night. We will have the Outcast Dirt Guys, the 305 Winged Sprints at 8:30 Eastern and the 358 Big Blocks at 10 Eastern. And again, Wednesday night, we'll have the Northeast Racers at 7:30 Eastern and then the Outcast SR8s at 9 Eastern. So a lot of good racing this week. There will be some great streams, and definitely go check out the podcast tomorrow. It'll be posted sometime tomorrow morning before lunchtime. Probably have an interview with a fellow driver and a lot of great information. So from everybody at BRR and everybody here, thank y'all for tuning in. Have a great night.